Hi everyone, it's Amy with AMG Innovative Consultants, and I do this fun series on my website called Get to Know Amy series. And this really talks about my background in business and really what led to me becoming a business consultant and why I went back to school to get my certificate in business analysis. So, the really big one that really got me started that I wanted to be a business consultant was back in the early 2000s. I took over a store. The day I walked in to become the new store manager of this anchor store for the region, the district manager told me, "We're working on a severance package for you. We don't expect this location to be open longer than 6 months." So, walk into a store, I got nothing to lose, and I'm being told, "Yeah, we're going to close and you're not going to have a job in 6 months." It didn't work for me. My husband and I depended on my paycheck. He was a teacher and still is a great teacher, but my income was 75% of our household income. So, me to get a severance package and to be unemployed wasn't an option. So, how do you fix a situation where they're like, "We're closing you," and make it profitable again? And that is really what drives me even today with helping my clients is how can I help you get to that next level and be successful. So in the early 2000s, I was a retail manager. I spent 5 years in a fine jewelry store learning about sales and management. And before moving on into 2002, where I started working for a fashion company, it really is the basis of me becoming a business analyst and the dream of a business consultant. So March 2003, this fashion company I worked for promoted me to the anchor store in our region. Uh, the like I said, the day I started, the district manager gave me the keys and noticed that I was going to be handed a severance package. Um, the store I was walking into was averaging maybe $500,000 a year. The rent alone on this location is $1 million a year. So they were not paying their bills with the money they were making. Big issues, especially in retail. It's fashion. Come on, right? So I love a good challenge. Always have been. Always love risk. The challenge it was to convince corporate I could turn this store around, and the risk was the failure meant I was out of job, and being the breadwinner not an option. So the first step was observing the client and employee interaction. As I'm sure you've guessed, it was non-existent. The store had been left to flounder between store managers who did not promote customer service and no district manager for close to 6 months in our area. I had to devise a plan to get our store back on track. But I had to get the approval of corporate because with us on the closing list, this meant no money was going to be spent on training. I had to convince them that this store could be turned around, but it needed a training budget. So, one meeting to retrain all the staff who hadn't walked out, uh, what I was given approval for with conditions. I met each of the conditions and we moved forward. The training was the key to long term success of this store. I needed to ensure my staff had the tools to do their job and that they knew what my expectations were. After the meeting, I observed and gave feedback to my staff on what they did well, what they needed to do work well, what they needed to work on. Sorry. This also clued me in to who I could trust to help with new associate training. There were a lot of issues in that store, both front end and back end, and I needed a team who I could work with to ensure each new member of the team also trained properly. So once we were good on training, we looked at the process flow at the cash wrap. Customer service is not only assistance on the sales floor, but it's also how efficient are we in all steps from greeting the client to ringing up the sale. So by the end of our first year, we were a $2.5 million store. And in the next 3 months, myself and the stockroom lead worked to improve the organization and process flow of the stockroom. We reorganized where and how supplies were kept. We updated our processes for taking in orders from online customers and shipping. most importantly, we reorganized how we backstocked our product. The company had set up a high level, meaning not a lot of details, and guidelines on how to store backstock. My stockroom was small, and during peak business hours, we would have a traffic jam of associates in the back room trying to find product. Why? Because we were not organized in a way to make it easy to stock the floor, and the process floor we developed cut searching time from product from 3 minutes down to 30 seconds. Timing is everything when you're dealing with customers face to face. And as time has passed, this has become even more true today than it was 18 years ago. Has it been that long? Okay. So the new process and organization standards helped me gain a new role in the company. I was a regional operations manager. I traveled throughout the region working with the construction teams and new store teams to set up efficient stock rooms. The downside was this job function was on top of me still managing my store. So my home life suffered, and after almost 3 years of working for the company, I left. I could not balance all of the responsibilities plus my home life. Traveling was a huge part of the job, and you cannot be pulled into multiple positions and perform above expectations consistently. The plus side, when I left the store, we were on track to hit $8 million in sales. Not bad for a store on the closing list just a couple of years earlier. So if you're looking for someone to help you with organization standards, process flows, how to manage face-to-face customers while doing online ordering, go to my website, amginnovativeconsultants.com, book a consultation. Let's discuss your business, a customized plan, and how and the investment you'll make to get your business to that next level. All right, guys, thanks again for watching and listening. Always welcome all comments and questions. Go ahead, leave anything, and I'll be sure to interact. So thanks again. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon.